Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 3-9. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham's online community paper, which you can check out at durhamskywriter.com. And in fact, I'm only going to do the Let's Go page today, so I definitely invite you to check out the whole publication when you have time, especially the Word page if you are in need, because you can find out where you can get free tax prep, help with your water bill, your heating bill, etc. And with this being March already, the end of the month is the deadline for signing up for the Low Income Energy Assistance Program. It's all described on the Word page, so check that out. So anyway, if you'd like to join me on camera, all you have to do is to go to the Durham Skywriter Facebook page. That would be awesome. You could join me on camera, shoot the breeze, say hello, promote yourself, promote your business. That would be super great. So let's get started. Oh, if you could share this out, I'd really appreciate it, because then more people here in Durham can find out what's happening this weekend. All righty, so I'm just doing the Let's Go page. That's how it looks. All right, that's the calendar of events page. So scrolling down to March 9th. Let's see. And I didn't realize it. A friend told me that we turn the clocks, let's see, spring forward, fall backward. We turn the clocks up tomorrow. Is it tonight or tomorrow? No, tonight for tomorrow. Right, that's right. So we do, for daylight savings, we will be turning the clocks up right before going to bed, up 1 hour. All righty, let's see. So the South Durham Farmers Market is in the Greenwood Commons Shopping Center, south on Highway 55, and they're open until noon. Okay, the Durham Farmers Market, they're in Durham Central Park, and they're open until noon. 2 PAC meetings just started. They don't mind if you tiptoe in late. They don't mind at all. So District 3, Partners Against Crime, they're meeting in the Lion Park Recreation Center, 1309 Halley Street. And this is a great way to find out what's going on in your community. Also, you get to talk to the local police. You get to find out about city and county programs. It's a really great meeting. So let's see. So District 3, I would say that is south and west. Also meeting just started. Now, usually it's for like an hour and a half or 2 hours. So District 4 and District 5, they're also meeting at 10 o'clock in the IR Homes Senior, also known as Campus Hills Recreation Center, 2000 South Alston Avenue. So I would say District 4 is south and east, and District 5 is downtown. Jules Outreach, they're hosting Jules Feeding Friends. That's a food giveaway. Just started a few minutes ago, and they'll go until, supplies are depleted, usually until like noon. They have a new location, by the way. The new location is Monroe Christian Church, 1701 Sherman Avenue. So they're out there right now giving away food. So if you can't make that one, there's going to be a grocery giveaway at White Rock this afternoon, or I should say later this morning. So White Rock Baptist Church, 3400 Fayetteville Street, they're going to have their monthly, they call it the community food distribution. So that will be from 11 until 1. And here's another one. If you live on the north side of town, One Love Christian Church, 1315 Horton Road, they're going to have a grocery giveaway. And that's from 11 until 1. Okay. Now, I know it's raining right now, but Boxyard RTP, they have DJ G playing Latin, African, and trip hop during the next Saturday's music series from 11:30 until 2:30. They do have a roof overhead, and they also have a heater overhead, so you should be okay. It's free admission. You don't have to buy anything. You can bring your laptop, work on your next book, your your, at home work, whatever. You will be surrounded by food and beverages. I'm sure you'll smell the pizza and the barbecue. So if you get hungry, food and beverages are available for purchase. No worries. Now this afternoon, 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟𝗓, they'll be having their drive-through neighborhood food pantry giveaway, 3034 Fayetteville Street. So not the Parkwood location, but the Fayetteville Street location, right across from Chicken Hut and right next door to Food Line. So this is going to be from 2 until 4. Okay, let's see. Hopefully it's not raining at this time, but later on this evening, Tobacco Road Tours, they'll be holding their monthly Durham Dark and Mysterious Ghost Tour. That's going to be later this evening from 7 until 8:45, where basically it's family friendly. The youngest people can be age 8. So basically it's a 1.5-mile walking tour. And I guess you learn about the history of ghost appearances in downtown Durham, which is something I didn't know about. Tickets are $20, $16 for young people ages 8 to 14. I do have a link for more information and to make your purchase. Gospel singer Elizabeth June, she'll be giving a free concert at the Sacred Grounds Coffee House. That's the Christian music venue, 2700 North Roxborough Street, inside St. Paul United Methodist Church. The music starts at 7:30. It's free, like I said, but of course, it will graciously accept any donation that you might want to make. Now, tomorrow, Sunday morning meditation at the Shambhala Center of Durham, 733 Rutherford Street, 9 until noon. It's a drop-in event. You don't have to stay all 3 hours. Come and go as you please. They do sitting and walking meditation. If you don't know how, you always wanted to learn, they will teach you. It's a free event. If you can't be there in person, then you can click and get the Zoom link and attend virtually. Don't Waste Durham, they're going to have their boomerang bag sewing party. That's going to be tomorrow at So Crafty, 101 Orange Street. That's on the corner of Parrish and Orange. So if you want to help make boomerang bags, let me explain what that is. Basically, people donate materials like cotton, whatever, and then Don't Waste Durham, they take materials to So Crafty, and then volunteers come and they make bags out of these donated materials. And then they take the bags to stores that allow them to do so, because after all, using the one-off plastic bags, really wasteful. So if you want to help the environment, then definitely they need people who are good at ironing seams and also good at using sewing machines. And if you're not good at either one and you'd like to donate some materials, you can do that. So when you click on the link that's on the Let's Go page, you'll see that you can volunteer for 1 hour between 1 and 4 tomorrow. And again, it's Don't Waste Durham's Boomerang Bag Sewing Party. Okay, and if you own a store and you would like some boomerang bags, contact Don't Waste Durham. They'd probably be really thrilled to have a new location to drop off their bags. Oh, by the way, you can keep the bags. If you use the bags, you can keep them, or you can return them to the store for the next shopper. Okay, now if you like Disney movies, tomorrow, the Carolina Theater of Durham, they have their Disney Quest film series. Tomorrow's film is the sci-fi classic Tron, and that is a real classic about tech. So it's from 1982. It's rated PG. It's a really fun movie. It starts at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Tickets are $12, $10 for kids age 12 and younger. And that is pretty much it. Oh, Barb is here. Okay, we'll meet with Barb right after I do the weather. Let me grab my little app here. I can already tell you it's raining, at least here on Cap Street. Let's see. It is 51 degrees out. It's not gorgeous. It's raining. It's kind of cool-ish. I actually had to turn up the heat here at the house. So it's 51. It's 100% chance of rain right now. And it looks like it's going to dissipate just a bit. It will be going up to 63. So that sounds very encouraging. And it looks like it's going to be raining. It looks like it's going to rain until at least 4. So, yeah. And then by at 4 o'clock, that's when it hits the 63 temperature mark, which is great. Now, tomorrow, let's see. Oh, it's going to be sunny tomorrow. Isn't that nice? The high is going to be 56. That's not bad. And then Monday, let's see. Monday 59, Tuesday 68, Wednesday 72, Thursday 77. Oh my God. Friday 75, Saturday 76. Okay, we're going to have a nice week next week. And it looks like it's going to be sunny all next week until Friday. And that's not bad at all. Don't forget to turn your clocks up an hour. And also, for those of you who are getting ready for Ramadan, I guess you're training, getting your eating habits together so that you can fast. Starting on, I think, on this side of the world, I think fasting starts on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. I do fast for Ramadan. I'm not Muslim, I am Christian, but it's a great way for me to get close to my faith. And why not borrow, American style, borrow ideas for other folks, to use to benefit myself. You might want to try it. It's quite the challenge to fast during the day, but again, it's a great way to get close to whatever faith you have. I think Ramadan is a great idea. And with that, let's bring Barb on and see what's going on with her. She is in New Mexico. Let's bring her on. Barb, what is new?
Well, I am in the middle of studying for a big exam on Meta for that community management program, and
Ooh,
I have to.
tell us about that. What are you
Well, I
managing?
it's just basically their community management program with their various apps, including groups and
Mhm.
Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
But it's one of their blueprint print programs that
Mm-hmm.
they have. But I'm wanted to jump in here this morning because I had something very strange happen to me again, and I
Oh,
thought, people of our age, of a certain age, I would say
a
people
certain
over
age.
50 in particular,
Mhm. Yeah.
that we're always inundated by these fake profiles. And
Oh,
many of
are
them
we?
are, oh, I am all the time, and
Oh,
my friends in general. So I'm surprised you aren't, because
oh, I
I
thought
mean,
you meant.
they're
Oh,
fake profile. They're military officers, and they're
oh,
all,
yeah, yeah.
it's a really big deal,
Yeah,
and
they want to friend you. That's what you're talking about.
not just right. They offer friendship offers if they can, if you
Mm-hmm.
don't have your permissions set properly.
Oh,
But it's creepy because like they're hunting for public posts that they can comment on and trying
okay.
to loop people in, especially the male type avatars against looking for females that they
Mm-hmm.
can
Mm-hmm.
friend, so to speak.
Yeah, every
And
now and then, I do come across that. I just block them.
yeah, well, the thing is that we don't know. This happened in my last Bull City Hangout session with you. I shared it on my profile. I did that
Mm-hmm.
again this morning.
Okay, thank you.
And but I have my permission settings for comments to my post set to friends only instead
Oh,
of
okay.
so across the board I don't let the public actually comment. They can post a reaction but not leave a comment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you know Kim Garst.
Oh,
She's
I
a
haven't heard
friend of
that
mine.
name in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, and probably got 400,000 followers on Facebook or so at this
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
But she is a friend, and I've obviously also liked her page, but she publishes a lot of public posts. And I happened to comment in agreement on one of her public posts.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm thinking, well, nobody can comment on mine but my friends. But there's a glitch in that, because if I publish on a comment on her public post, then they can respond to me on that
Oh,
public
sure.
post
Oh,
over
that
there
makes sense. Yeah.
on the public page.
Yeah.
And today I got hit up again, and one of the posts they hit was yours and one of our Bull
Oh,
City Hangouts that I've shared, to my
uh-oh.
profile.
Okay.
And so I got on Google and I thought, I know that there's a big deal about this in the military, because they can't do certain things on social media,
Oh.
and legitimate military
Mhm,
personnel.
mhm, mhm.
And so anyhow, I found the link, and I actually messaged you beforehand to see if we could share that in your Bull
Oh.
City Hangout as a cautionary warning
Oh, okay. I
to
appreciate that.
your,
Okay.
especially the people over at a certain age. They're going, and primarily it's their male profiles going after females,
Sure.
looking for that. And
And I'm sorry I didn't check my messages. Usually
it's
I'm
okay.
on at the last minute and I'm like, oh, I got to get the show going. But
Yeah.
but if you wanted to post something, absolutely.
And because it's a government site, we could share the actual
Ooh, okay.
page if you want. I can do
Sure.
that. So let me set that up.
I
Let's
want to
see.
thank
And
Catherine Farrell for the like. I appreciate that.
it seems to me that I find that properly. Social media. Oops. Wonder why I'm getting
Oh, there it
feedback.
is. There it is.
Okay.
Social media imposters. Wow, U.S. Army Cyber Command. Wow.
Right. There's a fact sheet that we can all download, and I want to make sure I'm not getting any feedback here. Let me just make sure there's nothing coming in from other sources.
Okay, I'm
So,
not hearing anything. Any feedback.
okay, yeah,
Okay.
it's from my system.
Okay.
But this is a great link for everybody to have, and on this page, if you want, do we need to be on screen for this so we can actually see the
Oh,
document here? Do you want to do
let's see.
that?
Boom.
Yeah, if
Okay.
because I'll go through this with you all, because I
Oh,
think
please. That'd be
this
great.
this has been updated in this past November,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a government site, so we all have the copyright ownership to it. But what
Okay.
are social media imposters? Imposters are social media users who claim to be someone they're not, including U.S. Army officials or soldiers.
Hmm.
And that's the branch of service I get hit up on the most. And I'll
Hmm.
just say, some impersonate others for recognition, some do it for financial gain. An imposter sets up an account, profile, or page that looks real but is in fact a phony.
Hmm.
Even those who do not have social media accounts are still at risk, because imposters may steal their personal identification and set up accounts using that information and the victim's likeness. So, imposters and scammers can damage an individual's finances,
Hmm.
reputation, and the reputation of the Army. So, they have, our Army
Wow.
has a whole division for that. But what I wanted to show from this page, and if you can share the link, I can share it with you in here. But if you could
Okay.
share the link out, I think there'd be a lot of people who appreciate it.
Okay.
Um,
So so right after the show ends, I'll go in and grab the
okay.
URL and
But
share
you
that.
can see here what list they've get. It says, how do I know if a social media account is an imposter? If you are
Mhm.
looking to identify an official U.S. Army social media presence, you can start by searching the Army's official social media directory, and they've given you the link directly there. I'm like 99% certain that the other branches have this too, military
Mhm.
branches have this too. And they note that imposters can be clever, using different usernames and spellings that are close to correct and personal or official photos. And that's what happened to me this morning. There was a first and last name for an individual. And then I put that in my search bar in Facebook. And of course, Facebook is so huge, there's bound to be legitimate duplicates, as well as fake.
Mm-hmm.
And there were tons of them with that first and last name.
Wow.
And more importantly, there was just a large group of them. I would say I was scrolling down probably over 2 screens worth of information of these imposters, and with the same profile picture that was liking my stuff on Facebook.
Wow.
But it says and this is really important, it says there are warning signs of a scam or common identifiers associated with imposter accounts. The account is not registered. The account has very few photos. It has photos that are very new and reflect the same date range. That's a red flag. And that's what happened to me. The first thing, all of our profile pics are public.
Mm-hmm.
So when I clicked on that profile image, I could get the numeric ID for that Facebook account, but I could also see his most recent posts.
Oh.
And those posts, because were all since November the 23rd, 2003.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he actually updated that profile, put that profile on there. And again, that profile was a duplicate of probably, I would say, at least 50 of them. It was right in a row in the search results. But here's the most important part, I think, and why this, it deserves your time and your audience's time, is that the Army has put up, what can I do if I suspect someone is a social media imposter? And they say when they're identified, it's important to report the accounts to the host platforms, and they give you the direct links, help links to each of the platforms. I noticed they didn't change Twitter to X either. Pretty cute.
Uh-oh, they're mad.
Anyway, so all of it is right here on this page, and plus tips on reducing your vulnerability. And here I'll share this. Conduct routine searches across social media platforms for your name. Include like or close spellings, as imposters often use similar spellings to remain undetected. Set up a Google search alert for your name, and that is golden, I think. That's one of the most important things to do. Ensure privacy settings on all professional and personal accounts are set to the maximum.
Oh.
And that's what and you can actually, this fact sheet has all that information on it, so everybody can keep it offline. They don't have to be connected to the internet. But most importantly, I've set my comments to friends only. So if I've already, if I already know you, then, and I don't just accept friendship offers from anybody either.
Right.
But that's how I've done, so that I can at least be social with my friends and, save some time there. But I think that you stop sharing now. And
thanks, Barb.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just wanted to go over that again because somebody out there is liable to get hit. And I'm tired of it. I'm very frustrated by it. And I thought, well, it wouldn't really be fair of me. What about the legitimate Army? I mean, he's, most often they're like colonels or something like that, and high-ranking officials. And
they're not in America.
And they're real. Well, I'm just saying the real ones do exist. You can Google them. That was the first thing that I did. Was I took that name and Googled it to see if whether it was coming up on reports of it being a scam
Well,
or an imposter account or some type of scam, and where there's a legitimate, and in many cases the
mhm,
Army has been helping its people and uh, actually posting up information about ones that have been actually been attacked. Their personnel, their profiles have been attacked. Their social media
mhm,
accounts have been targeted specifically, and so
good.
they have been working on that. And I think that it just behooves everyone to pay attention. I find, especially when ladies who are widows get over a certain age, that
Mhm.
they come after them very quickly. So, and I
That's
think
very true.
it's probably a bot. Even it's at the core of that
Hmm.
particular identity we're looking at, and then it's attached to uh, a
To a
bunch
real
of
scammer.
bad guys, but that are
Oh my
scammers.
God. Guess who's
Yes.
watching us right now? Say hello to Eileen Smith. We're talking about experts in social media. Here's another super expert. Follow Eileen Smith. Of course, follow Barb Tomlin. That goes without saying. But also, Eileen Smith is another expert.
Yeah,
Oh, oh, she's at the hair
hair
salon.
salon.
Do you still do
It's
Super Cute
said,
Saturdays? She used to do Super Cute
yeah.
Saturdays, and she'd do a show right after getting her hair did. Super Cute Saturday. But let me ask you a question, Barb, because I have seen shows where a woman usually has been, they use the word catfished, but someone from usually another country, and they pretend, they use the picture of usually, like you said, a military, U.S.
Official.
military
Yeah.
person, and the detectives do what they call reverse image search. How do you do that? How do you take a picture and search a picture on Google? The reverse search. How do you do that?
You can just Google that question on Google, and it'll bring up the application and doing
Okay.
it, and just where to upload the link to actually upload your image to compare it to others.
Okay. So Eileen says she's going to do her show on Instagram soon after she gets her hair done. And she's got to run to say they probably called her name.
Love you too, girlfriend.
Okay, Eileen, she's super
Yeah.
awesome. It's so fun.
Yeah, she had a super update this morning too
Oh,
on what Google was doing
oh,
with
okay.
AI, and I don't know if she's put that on her page yet or not, but
I will
I
look
saw it
for
come
it.
through. Yeah, and they're trying to help the YouTube creators directly with with AI. So that's a good thing too.
Oh, Catherine is saying Barb's page does not allow follow. Oh,
Is that my personal page?
she probably went to Barb TUSA since that's what's showing.
Well, the Barb T USA is just my moniker. I don't even have a Facebook page. I mean,
Oh,
my Facebook personal profile is Barb T USA.
mm-hmm. Is that
But
is that where if someone wanted to follow you to learn more, is that where they would go?
yeah, I thought I'm pretty sure that I will check the settings, but I'm pretty sure I allow them to follow.
Okay.
But they
So
can't.
Catherine, this
But they
this
just
got.
can't comment.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and jot it down, Catherine, and then you can check later after Barb checks Barb TUSA, and then perhaps that could be rectified because Barb definitely, you can tell she's the expert. She's got the info.
Well, I have that
She's taking us to school right now.
the barbtusa.com is what they call a referral link, and that actually goes to Linktree, my Linktree, where
Oh,
all of the places where they can actually follow me and stuff
oh,
and get
nice.
information, and so that's much easier. But I was just talking this morning. I was talking about my personal profile, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's that's the thing. Connect with the person first, and then what they're doing online, whatever their activities are, they usually create a page, and I have several pages based on interest levels
Mm-hmm.
of different subject matter. And so, and there are ways to set permissions up on the pages as well, but um, for the most part, if you're going to have a page, you've got to keep close monitor on it, because they're looking for public posts, by the
Mm-hmm.
page,
Mm-hmm.
and for the followers of that page to respond to the public posts so that they can latch on to those followers. And it's like, well, they can't be, just be targeting me. No, it's a certain demographic that they're
Mm-hmm.
going after.
And that makes sense.
And
Yeah.
it's like I was telling Kim's people. I said, I think they're particularly after any blonde-headed woman. I don't care what nationality she is.
Okay.
If she has blonde hair, they must program that in.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
funny.
because it seems like all the ones where it's a public thing I've posted on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a female, that female has blonde hair, or they have really light gray hair, which
Okay.
can translate to blonde as
Mm-hmm.
well, as
Mm-hmm.
far as the computers go. So
Wow.
anyway, yeah.
Now, because Drum Skywriter is more of a public thing with it being a community paper,
Right. It's
I usually don't limit the comments because it could be someone reading the Drum Skywriter wanting to drop in, and I might not have any idea who they are. So I can't really do that. But
on your page, right?
right, but I
On
am careful who I like when it comes to friends, because sometimes somebody will want to friend me, and I'm like, I thought we were already friends. And then I check
Yeah.
and I realized we're already friends. Who is this? Uh,
That's
like a
yes.
copycat bot sort of
Right,
thing.
they've already targeted you. And so I get those instances as well. Those are much easier to report, and
And I do
everyone
report them.
should report them. Everyone should report
Yeah.
those, because one of the options when you click on that feature, on the report feature, it says, are they uh, actually mirroring one of your friends, or do you know how is it that but they get the detail, and on those I have found that Facebook acts right away
Oh yeah,
on that
because
platform, in particular, on if you actually as a person have them a duplicate request from a friend,
mhm,
they actually do that. Now, I usually take the first step, depending when I look at that second request. First thing to do is click on the profile icon of that second request, and you check, just like with the Army had stated in there. You check how current, what those photos are, how current they are, and when that profile picture was put there.
yeah, because
Right.
usually it's the same picture over and over, or
Exactly.
or it'll just be like 5 or 6 posts and that's it. And darn well they've been showing off their grandkids for you
Yeah.
know for the longest and showing their party pictures and all their lives basically. And
Exactly.
and I'm like, I know this isn't the person because they just started in
It
last
usually,
month.
yeah, it just has a profile picture, and it may
Yeah.
have, particularly the military ones, they will have military scenes. The
Okay.
photos will have military scenes. They won't be of, widows or whatever would typically be friends, or
Hmm.
whatever for, that you would think that would look super suspicious. It does look very military,
Hmm.
the profile itself. But the most important thing there, I mean, if nobody's leaving any comments on that,
Hmm.
nobody's interacting, that tells you
Oh, I didn't think about that.
beware.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a
because
good
there's
point.
no interaction. It's just the bot going, and trying to pick up whatever it can.
Paula, hello, hello. She is back. Happy to see you, Paula, watching from Facebook. Hello, hello. And say hello to
Yes.
your wonderful parents. I got to DJ a wonderful birthday party, and her parents were doing, I forget what the music was called. but it was like really cool dancing from Peru, I think it is. But anyway, wow, really cool stuff. Welcome, Paula. She usually keeps me posted on what's happening with the scrap exchange. So anyway, so yeah. So now I've gotten a couple of military scam bot uh, friend requests, but usually it's someone I already know, someone I'm already friends with.
Right.
It's like a duplicate page, like a fake duplicate.
I
So,
think, especially as we get older, because there are a lot of folks who they can't remember their password and they get frustrated in trying to get a new password and so forth.
hmm
And they are legitimate friends. And too often we forget to reach out by phone. Do we even, you know, in the 20th century, oops,
hmm
way back when,
Ooh.
we kept lists, remember, to
hmm
send out greeting cards,
Oh
to
yeah.
keep up to date every so, at least quarterly to let other family members and friends know what we were up to, the ones that
hmm
weren't close by. So now those options often at this stage they forget they have them or the information is old,
hmm
and so I try to check with that person, the real person first.
Okay.
And I'm very careful about that because their account could have been compromised, the
Okay.
real person's account.
Oh.
And so they could have signed on again and created a new account and used the same image. And my advice is that if that happens to you, do not use the same image. And the very first post that you make, let everybody know that your account was compromised and give them a clue in your commentary
hmm
about how you might know them.
Oh. Okay.
Because
I've seen people do that.
if you said, because there's a line, you can say, well, my account was compromised and I'm here now. Well, a bot could do that too.
Ooh.
So you need to have
Ooh.
that common connector of what to your audience.
Okay.
You can even, you don't have to tag anybody, but let's say Mary Lou was one of your best friends, and you can
hmm
just say, Mary Lou, it's me, and that kind of thing,
hmm
to let them know. I had a friend who had, geez, I think she'd been on Facebook since 2009 and had her account compromised.
Ooh.
And she had a page attached to it and lots of groups that she managed.
Wow.
So I mean, this was really bad. And she's also a person who's very, very careful.
hmm
But it was just a time and place situation that it can happen to any of us.
Wow.
And so she reached out to me under the new name, and I let it sit there for a while.
hmm
And I thought, this is really strange. And she was pretty savvy, and she put a different picture in there. So
hmm
it wasn't the same as her old one. And she said, my account's been compromised. I can't. And then she went into detail, about she couldn't get back, and because I was a member of her groups as well.
Okay.
But it's really heartbreaking in that case. And I would
Gee.
hope that all the platforms would pay closer attention to this because it's wrong. It's wrong to let it go. My feeling is that like these military ones, and like I can
hmm
bring that up in search on
hmm
Facebook,
hmm
that same name, remember I said that tagged me, and then there were all these fake ones. Well, Meta/Facebook,
hmm
their technology, they could create routines where they check those, and if there aren't, because they can just put parameters in their programming
hmm
to check to make, I mean, if that military person, for instance, this one, that account opened in November of 2023, and yet there were lots of previous ones with that same photo from
hmm
years before, that's an immediate flag to be suspicious.
hmm
And they could at least caution, try to connect that person, the legitimate person, to make sure it was okay. And they, but that's the whole cybersecurity thing. I like what
Yeah.
the Army is doing. I like what our branches of service. I mean, they're addressing it. They're you putting, but their people are getting attacked, and it's not right. So,
Yeah. The,
and
I mean, they say that well, on the shows that I've been watching, I've watched a couple of shows where detectives help to track down or at least to prove to the hapless victim that they've been catfished. They choose military because they are conveniently out of the country on assignment. And so, they give lots of excuses as to why they need money. And it's usually dumb excuses like, I need money because we have to pay to go on leave, or it's real stupid stuff that is free for soldiers. And yeah, it's really unfortunate. Now, even though I have read that the smart scammers can figure out how to get around what's it called? The two-step verification. That's what I have on my Facebook. I can't open Facebook without entering a certain code, which is forever changing. It's constantly changing, and I think that has kept me safe. And once, a couple of weeks ago, Barb, I got a notice that Facebook had gotten a request for a password change, and I said no. I did not request for my password to be changed on Facebook. And so they said, thank you. And that was that. So I guess sometimes you'll get these requests. And I guess, I don't know if everybody gets notified or if somehow I signed up for notifications, but I'm glad that they let me know that somebody tried to change the password on my Facebook account, which would have really hurt really hurt me. So I'm glad that I got that notice. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but I think it's really important to keep a close eye on your account.
absolutely, I have two-factor authentication on mine, but I
Mm-hmm.
also have, uh, mine attached to my mobile devices.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't have the right numbers and so forth for that, and I have ones that are unpublished, and so it just,
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that there's an issue there. And also there have been fake ones that they aren't really from Meta or Facebook, you
Oh.
know, and so the most important thing to do if you get something via email before you do anything and click it, as far as replying or
Mm-hmm.
clicking on a link, you need to check the complete header of that message,
Oh. Okay.
because in that header you'll find that more often than not they're phony. But because
Okay.
that is, if you go to the cybersecurity sites, that is one of the big things. That's how people get locked out of their pages and their profiles,
Oh.
from fake emails from whatever that social media source is.
Okay.
Whether it was Twitter or whatever, or Facebook. That happens. They actually attack from that direction. So
Wow.
I would have been very. I get more than one. We've had a request to change your password, and so and
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing when Facebook was out earlier this week, there
Mm-hmm.
were all. I mean, people login was the biggest issue that people, over 76% of the outage, people were complaining that they couldn't log in. They couldn't reset
Yeah.
a password because they were being asked to reset a password.
I didn't even try. I just gave up. I said
Right.
this
I
must be
wouldn't even touch.
universal.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Google and found out there is an actual outage. So
Right.
I just decided not to do my show. I didn't worry about it. I said I'm not
Right.
going to
Very
worry
good.
about passwords. Um, yeah. Let me ask you this though. Yesterday I got an invitation to join a chat, and it was of a
Oh.
group that I didn't know,
Mm-hmm.
and it had Bull City in as part of their name.
Right.
And I didn't click on the link because I hadn't heard of the group. So am I
Good
being
for you.
paranoid or?
No, that's
Oh,
definitely another cautionary tale.
oh,
That's why I don't. that chat feature too, and they're talking about the encryption and how you're safe and all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even you can Google that information as well about
Okay.
how the bad players are in the chats. So you want to be
Okay.
really and taking over, just like you said, Bull City. It's like
Mm-hmm.
what that's I do Bull City or
I mean, I
whatever.
automatically wanted to click because I figured, oh, neighbors. This is
Yeah,
local. Ooh. But I said,
exactly.
wait, I never heard of this group though.
Right, and you can check in your groups that you belong to for your area, your geographic area,
Mm-hmm.
and you can check in there. That's another great location to actually check for chats. There
Mm-hmm.
are community chats in there's a feature for groups,
Mm-hmm.
and many managers have invoked them to actually create more engagement within their groups.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to use precautions doing it properly, and they have to be monitored regularly, just like any like the regular discussion boards in on the groups.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I am
So.
invited to these chats via
Mm-hmm.
Messenger, and I usually don't join because sometimes I know who it is. It might be a familiar group or whatever, but for the most part, they're usually not familiar, and so I
Right.
don't. So I'm afraid to click because I don't know where it's taking me. I don't know if it would mean that I would. I don't know if you could lose access to your account that
Mm-hmm.
easily. I don't know.
And your messenger account separately from your Facebook account.
Yeah. So I don't know if
Yeah.
how
If
bad
it
the
looks
damage can
strange,
be.
follow your gut because it usually is that if you have a right to be cautious.
Yeah. Okay. And I
And
apologize if I whoever's watching if that was you and no hard feelings. So
really. Well, I
but it,
noticed I'm going to have to go, but I noticed
well,
while we
this
were
Saturday.
talking, I got um, a notification
Mm-hmm.
from someone who uh, our podcasting friend Dave Jackson.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard
He
that name
he
in a
had
while.
a he had a real he had a excellent post about
Mhm.
he says stop the madness. So instead of educating the audience because it was so complicated to say a video on YouTube is called YouTube, etc. So he goes into depth about this,
Mhm.
and a lot of social media influencers have left real positive reactions to that.
Okay.
But and Dave is inviting everybody to listen to his podcast about it. Well, I
Mhm.
got someone who was following Dave who actually asked me to check my inbox, meaning my messenger inbox, and it just
Mhm.
says please check your inbox. Can you please check your inbox message request? And I have already deleted and blocked that. But that's another
Mhm.
thing that they typically do.
Hmm.
It
Oh, another
seems.
thing they do is that they will have a link to God knows where, and it'll say, "Is this you?"
Right, that's a real common one.
And I'm like,
Absolutely.
"Probably not." And if it is,
What business is it of yours?
and I don't have any naked pictures out there because there are no naked pictures of me past babyhood.
Oh,
So I'm not worried about any blackmail. So
yeah,
if they're saying, "Is that you?" I'm like, maybe, maybe not.
exactly. But I think at least here in the United States, that our military is taking an active, approach to the matter and making it easier for people to spot it. So,
Yeah, that's really important because, like I said, they're using the military photos because they're conveniently out of town
right, or
and
country.
and can never meet. What do you show their face via FaceTime or whatever because they're on special assignment or whatever, and they just string these poor women along and then ask
Yeah,
for a little money. They say, I'm going on leave, and we have to pay a certain fee. Or I don't know how they fool ladies into thinking that they have these medical problems. I'm like, if you're military, VA takes really good care.
right.
I shouldn't speak so. Some people do have complaints about the VA. But for the most part, you're supposed to be taken care of very well by the VA. You never have to worry about medical. So any soldier telling a woman that they need money for medical,
No,
no, they're
exactly,
taken care of, and their families are probably taken care of as well.
exactly, exactly.
So, and my dad was just a lowly county employee, and we were taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the soldiers are being taken care of for sure.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
so with that,
Thank
Barb,
you.
I love when you stop in. You always have some really great information. I will put in the link to what you just showed us, and I
Okay.
really, really appreciate every time you, even if you're not sharing information. I just love the friendship and the fact that you drop by.
You're welcome, and I'll just share that with you in Facebook Messenger, and then you can share it out. Okay.
Okay,
Do
thank
it that
you.
way.
Appreciate it.
That would be
Okay.
the best way to do it. And I'll see
Okay.
you back on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care,
Ta-da.
Barb. Bye
Bye.
bye. So nice when friends drop by. You can always drop by. I do Bull City Hangout, usually live at noon on weekdays and then 10 a.m. on Saturdays. Don't forget the food giveaways. If you are in need, don't be ashamed. These are federal programs. These people are here to help. And in fact, let me go back and tell you about all the feeding programs, the free grocery programs, because there's quite a. Let me sign in real quick. Okay, and let me go back to the Let's Go page. So you can get free groceries today. It's probably, oh no, it's not too late for Jules Feeding Friends because that's until noon. So let me start out. Jules Feeding Friends, the giveaway started at 10 and is scheduled to go till noon. Monroe Christian Church, 1701 Sherman Avenue. White Rock Baptist Church, 3400 Fayetteville Street. They're giving away groceries from 11 until 1. One Love Christian Church, also 11 until 1, 1315 Horton Road. And then in a couple of hours, Jamaat Ibad ar-Rahman, they'll be giving away groceries. This is the Fayetteville Street Masjid, 3034 Fayetteville Street, from 2 until 4. So that's quite a few places that you can go and get some free groceries because it's very important. If you are in need, take care of the family. Don't go hungry if you don't have to because the federal government pays these people to help the community. That's what it's all about. So don't be embarrassed. And yeah, if you need the food, go get it. And with that, have a beautiful weekend. And I'll see you Monday at noon for Bull City Hangout. Like I said, don't forget to read the Durham Skywriter at durhamskywriter.com. Thank you for stopping by. Catherine, Paula, Eileen, of course, Barb, and who else? Let me see if I have any other names. Let me click. Make sure I got everybody. Yeah, that's everybody. Okay. Ciao for now. See you Monday.